Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You're at the spot, the place, where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney. How are you, brains? Are you having a good day? Well, today we are going to visit with Mary Milican, and she's out in the park. I'm jealous. I should have went out and filmed outside in my garden, but she's in a beautiful natural state, and that's what she wants us to do, is to return to a beautiful natural state of calm and peace, wellness, and health. So many of us are overcompensating, thinking that we can turn back the hands of time. Maybe what we want to do is just level out, stable out, because we're all organic. We're all going to expire at one point or another, but we want to extend that. We want longevity. Now, as a disclaimer, I just want to let you know that we will be talking about some alternatives, some options, some other alternative modalities, and possibly supplements that you can use. We are not medical doctors. If you are under a doctor's care, we want you to continue that same course of treatment. We are providing you this information as options to look at. So please be aware of that. Mary, welcome to the show.
Hi, I am so excited to be here.
You
It's
look
such
so
a
pretty
great
and happy out there.
opportunity.
You look so
Oh,
pretty and happy out there. Is that a golf course?
no, it's just the city park.
Oh, it's so pretty. Now, where are you at? You're in Michigan?
Yes, I'm in Michigan, the beautiful town of Taylor, Michigan.
Wow. Yeah,
Yes,
I hear Michigan is really turning around these days. Well, that was the Detroit area. They say it's turning into a high-end metropolitan hotspot, and a lot of property value and stuff is going on. So we have to be happy and healthy so that we can enjoy some of that. Tell us a little bit about you and your experience and how you show up in the world.
well, I'm 71.
No.
I yes,
Wow, you're
and
gorgeous.
I don't say I'm 71 years old. I'm 71 years young.
That's right.
And I truly believe that I am aging backwards. And there is scientific proof that that is possible.
Hmm.
So I have all that. But what I'm a mom. But first of all, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I give him thanks for everything. I give him thanks for the tree, just the sky, just having freedom. I just love being a follower of Jesus. I'm a wife. We just celebrated our 36th year anniversary on Monday, and I have a wonderful
Congratulations.
husband. Yes, thank you. And then I have 27 in total of grandkids and great grandkids.
Uh-uh.
And and I have that all came from two children. I have a 54-year-old daughter and a 52-year-old son. So
And wait, you
they
got 27 great and combined great and grand out of just those two?
yes.
Ooh,
So
wait.
they're doing their part in multiply and replenish
Yes,
the
they
Lord,
are.
the,
Yes,
the
they are. Well,
world.
I'm telling you, I don't know whatever supplements it is and the longevity they have. You must have put that in their bottle when they were babies.
I know it's awesome. But God's blessed us with a wonderful family and everybody's healthy and I just can't ask for more than that. But as far as from the nutritional standpoint, I have been practicing, personally practicing in my own life, holistic medicine, looking for alternatives. Every time I went to the doctor throughout the years or my children, if we had anything going on, I don't care if it's the flu, a head cold, a sinus infection, whatever, I would look for alternatives for antibiotics, just something simple like that. So I've done this pretty much for the last 40 years. And I only been on one prescription med, and that was for blood pressure. And I was on that for 8 years, and I was looking for something alternative tried lots of products and nothing seemed to work. Um, nutritionally, I tried it and I came across my last miracle, I guess.
Hmm.
Uh, I will say that after 4 months on this nutrition uh, journey, I guess, um, it is, I have been now 4 months without the blood pressure meds. So, and I use my watch, that tracks everything, and I check it 4 or 5 times a day, and it's always low. So I know I don't need that blood pressure med because we know that's the silent killer, right?
Yeah, but there are going to be people that need to be regulated. Now, I have to say that,
Absolutely.
because it's not just about that. It's a lifestyle. Now, look at you. You are, a hip great grandma. Really? I mean, come on. Nobody would ever imagine that. You're out in the park, you're vivacious, you're walking, you're traveling, you're madly in love with the man in 36 years, you're a follower of Jesus Christ. You're living your best life. Okay? You're
Yes,
living
I
your best
am.
life. But there are people out there that are struggling on the real deal. There are people that cannot get medical medical treatment, being seen by a doctor to regulate their medicine. They are not able to have these choices and these options. Some folks don't have access because of where they live. So there are challenges there. But what we can do is we can break it down as best we can. Again, like you said, with your diet, with your mindset, with exercising, with being calm and stress free, and not looking at the TV all the time and worried about what everybody else is doing, and go inward. A lot of these things can really help individuals. So not only was it the blood pressure, but is it other things like cholesterol that come into place, weight gain? Um, what other kind of conditions do people uh, struggle with that you have been able to find alternatives for?
Well, diabetes,
Oh,
that's
that's a
a
big one.
huge one.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And let's
Well, now,
see,
the big
cat,
thing now is the
I guess.
GLP. The big thing is the GLP ones.
Yes,
Everybody's into those. And you know what? There's a place for everything. My concern with that is it may lower your A1C, and a side effect of these drugs is the weight loss. But I'm looking at some of these people, and a couple of them are my celebrity friends. They look like the cats done drug them in, Mary. They overdo it. They're overdosing on these drugs as well. You see that?
I see it. And I'll tell you what, I went for my wellness checkup yesterday, because I go once a year. I still want to know if there's anything going on in my body that I need to address. So I go and get my blood work once a year. I have done that for, as long as I can remember. And my doctor told me, and I'll just give you a secret. I have been overweight and battling weight all my life, my entire life. When I was a little toddler, I was a little roly poly.
Mm,
So I've, I think at 12 years old was my first time on a weight loss drug. And I was 170 pounds, 5'6" at 12 years
wow.
old.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a battle all my life. But I try to keep my diet and nutrition in line so that I don't get out of control, and I work out. But there's been times in my life when I didn't work out, and I would go 4 or 5 years because of corporate job and career and just too tired to do it, which a lot of people are, when they get off work, they got the kids, they got, everything going on. And I get it. I was there many, many times. But my doctor told me he wanted me to lose 30 pounds. He said, because you're getting older and you don't want to have this extra weight on you. I said, well, that's news, That I probably lost 500 pounds and gained, 500 back in my lifetime, And so he suggested these Ozempic and, whatever these injectable drugs are for weight loss. And I told him that I did not feel comfortable with that. I said, because, first of all, it's not been long enough to find out what the long-term effects are, side effects. And so I'm really leery about that. But, you know, I've been doing a new modality, which has helped me. I've been going to the gym for 3 years, and I've only been on this modality since January.
Mm.
And since January, I've lost uh, probably 30 pounds, right around there, but not doing anything different at the gym. But I was working out with a trainer at the time and doing weights and doing everything that I should be doing. And so I have a program, a set program. After I was on this modality for 30 days, I went in there and I picked up the same weights that I pick up every other day that I go there, and my whole routine. It's all on paper, get this and do these many pounds and whatever, so many reps. I picked it up and I kept looking at the weight, and I'm like, did I get the right weight? Did I get, uh, did I make a mistake? And it was so light. And I
Wow.
said, what's going on here? And then so I went a little heavier and a little heavier. And I'm like, and then I'm on the treadmill and I'm talking to a gal next to me on the treadmill. She's
Oh, yeah.
76, right?
Wow.
And her and I meet at the gym every now and then. And I usually was on 27, which is a, a speed,
Right.
and 27 miles an hour or whatever. Well, I bumped it up to 32 because I didn't feel like I was going fast enough or working hard enough. And her and I are carrying on a conversation. And I said, wait, how am I talking? So what it is the modality that I've been on opened up all the pipes because
Right.
it's a 4-month program to get an upgrade in your body.
Right.
And when you have open pipes, you get healthy. So the muscles were getting the oxygen that they needed. So my muscles were stronger. I had more endurance. And that's what's happening with me. And I believe the longer I keep doing this, that I'm going to lose that 30 pounds without.
Are. But this is the thing. And shout out to doctors and to everyone that's on a GLP-1. But the thing is that they hand this stuff out like candy. That was not what it was designed for. It was to help regulate diabetes originally. And so people got on these things and then they started losing weight, and now they just are out of control with it. And again, you don't know the long-term effects. And again, stability. What happens when you lose the weight? Have you mastered the mindset to keep the endurance as we get
Most
older?
likely not.
Yeah. And as we get older, that's the first thing you lose is muscle mass because you're not walking, you're not lifting, you're not bending. So all these things are important. And to have something to assist you at a different modality, be it a supplement, or the diet that you eat. A lot of people are using superfoods. Those things are great, but you still have to master the mindset to be consistent and listen to your body, because as we get older, things are going to change. And also too, I mean, you're sexy. A lot of
Mhm.
women lose their sexy at a certain age. You don't have to be, you know, uh, just really out there, but you still want to be vivacious. You still want to be attractive. So we have a responsibility, and it's a gift to be able to get out and exercise. You know how many people are laying in the bed that can't get out of their house? They can't even get up to go to the bathroom by themselves. So those things, and I'm sure that all those little youngins keep you busy running around.
Yeah, they Sunday afternoon after church, we always have open house at my house. So all the grandkids and greats, they all know grandma's house is open and she's making a pot of something, right? So there's like a 2 or 3 hour window that they can stop by. So, some Sundays we might only have 5 or 6. Another Sunday we might have 12,
Right,
So
right.
it's it's just a tradition that I started years ago. And, when I'm gone, that's what they're going to remember me for.
Well, now you talked about that 30 pounds, and I can see it because how are you not going to bake something good? How are you not going to have some cornbread? I mean, you're down in Michigan. How are you not going to fry some chicken or fry some fish? I get it. But what are some of the alternatives that you do with your nutrition that is supporting you with this modality to keep you in alignment and to keep that energy up?
Well, the modality is plant molecules. That's the big thing. That gives you your basic nutrition. But, and it's just you take it by mouth. But in addition, you you have to watch your carbs. That's the easiest way, is just to say, if it's white, caution. I'm not going to cut it out, but I'm going to have limited amounts.
Right.
You know, if I want cookies, I'm going to have 2 or 3 little small cookies over probably an hour time of a snack, but I'm not going to eat the half a bag.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's the problem right there, is the mindset, because, those things have things in them to cause us to crave them. So the
Right.
more we put in our body of the wrong things, the more we want. And so if when we realize that they can we can play with them, but we can't live with them,
Right.
they can't be a part of our life, but as a treat or a snack, yes.
Well, you know what I
And
do?
that's
I have to admit, I drink my calories. No, not alcohol brains. I do have a cocktail. I might have 2 or 3 on the weekend, but I drink my calories, and it was in sodas or juices, things with artificial sweeteners, fructose, um, and artificial coloring. And so now what I do is I don't deprive myself of that. If I want a soda, I'll dilute it with water, or I will have one, and I promise myself, I've had one today. Everything else is water. Water is your friend. You can put a couple pieces of lemon, you can put some strawberries, you can put some cucumbers, all of that in your water, and it will just raise the taste on your palate, which is very important. The modality that you are working with is a part of an organization. Is there also opportunity for people to come on board and be team members?
absolutely. And they can, reach out to me. I would be happy to send the information. Anything, any questions that they have, I can answer it. I have videos that back up everything I say. There's other people they can talk to. It's
Right.
just unlimited help and information.
And it's good. That's an alternative source of revenue. When you get to a particular age, you're still living your best life. You want to travel, so you want to have a couple checks coming in. But also you want to feel comfortable in what you are building, team, how you're supporting people, and the products that are going into our bodies, because our bodies are a machine and we have to be so careful. There are so many things that are out there. We don't read labels the way that we should, or even understand how to read a label. We don't understand what turns into sugar, because diabetes is running rampant. And once you get that, it destroys everything in your body. It's Black people always say, "Oh, girl, I got a little touch of sugar." Well, it's not the white sugar that's in the CNH box. It is not to be altered with an extra shot of insulin. It will cause blindness. I've got a couple friends, young friends, that have had amputations, circulatory problems. It will tear you up. And if it's not managed, I had a cousin that, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and get me a 32 ounce. Well, she got 4 32 ounces because she could keep getting the free refills. And ended up both legs amputated, and it just the diabetes is very, very serious, very serious. So we
Yes.
want to talk about also some fun things that you do there in Michigan. What do you do for fun and recreation, Mary?
Well, my biggest thing is I work out at the gym. I'm there every other day and I work out. I don't have to work out this long, but I do. I work out about an hour and 45 minutes. And
Wow.
yes,
Do you have your
and
makeup on? You look like a
oh
cute
yeah, oh yeah. In fact, I even wear a t-shirt. You know, live younger now,
wow. I
so
remember
that's
Oprah Winfrey saying one time, "Why do you have to look ugly at the gym?" So I don't look ugly at the gym. I went and got some cute stuff. I don't do the makeup though because I sweat and I don't want that getting in my eyes. But I see him with the full on makeup. She's got the cute little body, the cute little outfit, but that makes you feel good. That makes you
yes.
feel good.
And I tell you what, if I get talking to the other bodybuilders in there, because there's a section called the 360 zone,
Oh,
which is where I work out, and the 360 zone is for the bodybuilders. When I first started doing that, they were stepping in front of me. They were not taking me serious, and they were taking machines, or weights that I was using and just stepping in front of me like I was invisible. After I started, staying consistent, they started talking to me. And when I would talk to them and tell them that I'm 70 years old at that time, right? They'd say, "Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine my grandma." And they're like, 40, 50 years old. I couldn't imagine my grandma or my mom doing what you do, you know? And so it's just great. And they say, "Where do you get your strength at? Where do you get, all this vitality?" And then that opens it up that I can talk about the nutrition that I do. And get I get customers that way. So, but
okay.
that's my funnest thing. And then, of course, the grandkids, they have.
You got the beautiful grandkids. Let me ask you some fun questions about being a grandparent. Because I'm a grand nitty. Do you know what a grand nitty is? It's a grandmother of kittens.
Oh,
Nowadays, you're very lucky. My daughter wants no children, and I'm seeing that more and more with the millennials because life is changing. It's hard out there. The struggle is real. Trying to get, a good job, a home, sustain a relationship, get the kids through elementary school, much less college. So, what is the best part about being a grandmother?
the best feeling in the world is when you walk into an area. Maybe it's at church and the little ones are there, 3 year olds, right? Uh, the little ones are the ones that really show their emotion and they'll run over to you and their eyes are all lit up like you're Santa Claus. That's the
Mm-hmm.
best feeling. You can't trade that for anything. And then, of course, they FaceTime and call. So it's me and Papa, and, the little one, she goes, you know, I got worms for Papa go fishing. She just,
Oh,
got turned 3
oh,
and
that's cool.
she loves worms. She's like a little tomboy, but she loves her pearls and bling and dresses, but she will get in the dirt,
Right.
and
Down and dirty.
and but it's just seeing their different personalities. I have grandkids that are in their 30s and late 30s, and they've got their kids. And, it's just awesome seeing the family grow and everybody, making it in life. And, we've helped them quite a bit,
Oh,
and that's
of course.
okay, you
There's
know.
nothing wrong. That's what we're here for. I was telling some young people the other day the positioning of what parents do, what grandparents do, what your aunt does, your uncle does. So we are a village, and the world has become so convoluted now and so discarded that they don't appreciate one another. The again, getting together, having that meal, like you said, having that conversation, having that love. And you know what else they're not doing, I'm noticing, Mary, is they're not introducing them to God. Whatever your God is.
That's right.
To let them know that there is a higher and greater good, and this is not it. And you walk by faith and not by sight. So many people struggle with that. What would you say to a young couple that was really thinking about introducing their children to the Lord, but they just don't know how? How would you encourage them?
Well, first of all, I would take them, depending on how old they are, but if the sooner the better. If you can get them at 2 years old and start, talking about, Jesus is the best subject, right? I mean,
Right,
everybody has their different, Jesus might not be theirs, but whatever they want to teach them. But with us, we teach the kids about Jesus. And I remember when uh, she's 36 years old now, granddaughter, when she was 4 or 5 years old, she was sitting in the back seat of our car coming home from church. And she goes, Grandma and Papa, you know what? She says, I just figured out Jesus is like us, but he don't have skin,
wow,
you know? And I mean, but you get that embedded in them if, even if they go away from their beliefs and their, uh, ground roots, they always have a conscience if you get that into them very young, that
right,
there is a higher power, there's accountability.
right,
And then they can, you know, have a helpmate when they get in trouble. They don't
exactly,
feel lost. They don't feel hopeless. They
right.
know that there's something in the universe that they can call out to and get their help. And that's my main thing, is instilling that in these little ones, because our world is not like it was when you and I were little.
I tell
It,
everybody we living in Revelations, baby. They
that's right.
and
I believe
nobody
that.
wants to read that. Nobody wants to read that chapter. It is unfolding at warp speed. And you
Yep.
can introduce whatever your denomination or doctrine or belief is through songs, through storytelling. I mean, ancient wisdom comes from storytelling. There's beautiful music, books, coloring, nature. All of these things are not happenstance. It is all by design. And we
Amen.
have a responsibility, I believe, to leave this earth better. I don't know if we're going to do it, but leave it better than it was when we got here, and to share that beauty and wisdom with the young people. If you were an appliance in the kitchen, Mary, what appliance would you be?
Oh my goodness. I think I would be a mixer, an
I get a
electric
lot of
mixer.
mixers. I get a lot of mixers.
Yeah, I just love putting everything together and making it into something good. A lot of times life throws us lemons. And if we start looking around and get our focus off that bad thing that's happening right now, and we start verbally looking at all the blessings we have and all the good things, and you start mixing that up in that whole thing, now you're going to have something that you can, work with, and say, well, it's
Absolutely.
not that bad. Now, what do I got to do to get that terrible tasting or smelling spice out of that mixture?
I think I want to be the refrigerator.
Ooh,
I want to be somewhere that you come to every day and it's
yeah,
nice and cool. You can just chill. Or if I have to, I can put you in the freezer. I want to be
yeah,
the
there you go.
If you
That's
were
a
a
good.
flower in the garden, what flower would you be?
Well, I got a nickname of Marigold,
Oh,
and that was when I was very young. And uh, someone told them, told me that I remind them of marigolds. So I don't know. I know marigolds are only out for a short time, and I don't think that's me. But I would, you know, I relate to that because it's been around all my life, and even some of my nicknames in certain circles is marigold.
Oh,
But for the flower that I would pick is a sunflower.
oh, I,
And the reason why I used to drive in my career, I used to drive by the Ford Motor headquarters building, and they had fields of sunflowers. So I would see that on cloudy days, rainy days, and sunny days. And it just amazed me because there was probably over 2 or 3 thousand or not marigolds, but sunflowers in this field.
wow.
And every one of them on a cloudy day or a rainy day, the head was down.
Mm,
Every one of them on a sunny day, no matter where the sun was, it was like this.
mm,
So that's me.
that's it. That's good. What
And
advice do
when
you
my
have?
head's down, I'm praying. I'm not sulking.
That's right. That's right. Gratitude is very important. What would you say to someone that's trying to build a team? How would you motivate and inspire and keep people consistent when it comes to team building?
Well, my goal is number one, to help people live a better life, whether it's financially or health wise. So many people, especially in my age group, are not vibrant. They're not living their life. They've got walkers, they've got, different things that are going on in their health. And I don't believe we have to live that way. We can uh, do things, technology is coming so far um, that we can do things outside of the normal realm that can help us. And one thing for sure we can do, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair or whatever, if you can move your toes and your ankles, you can move your toes and ankles and you can get that moving. Don't just sit there like a noodle, and uh, just make it your day's goal to uh, help someone. And if we open up our mind and look around us, we can have compassion for people and want to help them. So when you start helping them by building a team by helping, not looking at the dollar signs, because people see those dollar signs whether you say it or not. And they will back off because they think you're like a used car salesman. That whole scenario that, they used to say about used car salesmen, they'll sell you anything, right? And you don't want to come across that way. So if you get that dollar sign out of your mind, you don't even know when you're bringing on that team member and every person that they bring on and you're doing this team building, you're not even giving it a thought of what your paycheck's going to be. You're thinking about, I help them. Now, how can I help them help others? So it just keeps multiplying like that and snowballing. And the leaders in this,
It's about hand holding and compassion. It's being there for someone else. It's not just about me, it's about the team. There's no I in team. We hear that all the time. So
yeah,
we really have to pull our resources together to do the best that we can, to be the best individuals that we can, to walk in the light, to share the love, to try to be healthy, share our best practices, be it food, be it nutrition, be it exercise, all of these things to make the world a better place. Because again, this is like back in the 60s. Everybody's looking for love right now. Love is a big thing. It's a big ticket item right now. So tell my
yeah.
brains how to get in contact with you, Mary, if they want more information on this modality that you're using, team building, or just a good person to speak to about the Word of God?
Well, it's simple. They can go to my website, and it's cleanyourbloodnow.com. Just cleanyourbloodnow.com.
Okay, cleanyourbloodnow.com. We're going to put all of
Yes.
Mary's information on the back. We are going to run this interview over because, again, if you're of a particular age, I'm 63 and I am really consistent about a lifestyle change. You have to be consistent about the lifestyle. You can't be popping in and out on this. You got to be consistent. You may not be as strong as Mary lifting those weights and being at the gym for an hour and 45 minutes every other day. But if you can give yourself the grace to be there 3 times a day, I mean, 3 times a week, 30 minutes, be grateful for that, to have a good meal, to be around people of a faith that you believe in that raises your highest and greatest good. Thank you so much, Mary, for being here with me on the edge. I really enjoyed talking to you. I can only hope that I'm in my 70s that I look that good.
Oh, thank you. And I wanted to add one thing. I started out for the first 6 months on this whole fitness thing of walking 20 or 30 minutes in my neighborhood. So
Right.
easy as that.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
overthink it. The hardest part, they say, is putting on your tennis shoes.
that's right. That is right. That is
Being,
so right. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you.
oh, thank you so much. Brains, I need you to go in and love, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment for Mary, reach out to her, have questions. She's more than willing to answer them anywhere in the world. Uh, she can be a source, she can be a resource to give you information that you need. I need you to go in and love, like, share on all the social media networks. I'm not on X and I'm not a TikToker, but everywhere else you will be able to find me on the edge. Thanks again, Mary. I really appreciate you, and I enjoyed being in the park with you this afternoon.
Oh, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, Brains.